Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. So I'm doing battery replacements on a bunch of tablets. These are Galaxy Tab 4 10 point some inch tablets. But the batteries have all swollen up and they're puffing out in the back. And they're puffing the screens out. You can see how these don't even lay flat. But here's a puffed up battery. So we're going to replace the battery, and I figure I'll go ahead and do a video on how to do one of these. Now there are quite a few videos out on YouTube on how to do these, but I think I have a few extra tricks I can show you. First thing I'm going to do is just turn it on, make sure it does work. And I'll go ahead and turn all these on to make sure that they do work and that there's no cracked screens or problems ahead of time. That way I know that I didn't cause any problems. As these get worse, they'll actually puff this whole screen out, and the adhesive will come loose and the button will fall out. I've had to do a couple like that, but generally you can just go in here and do it. So if you open up your battery replacement kit, these are the ones I'm using off of Amazon. I think they're like 23 bucks. It comes with the battery. It comes with this green spudger tool. This is the one you'll want to use. It just seems to work better than these blue ones that are in the bag. And it comes with a Phillips screwdriver. And so to get these open, we'll make sure it works. It does seem to work. Touchscreen works. We'll power it off. Now to get these open, you can start anywhere, but if you kind of push in right here by the power button, in between the power and that next button down, you'll kind of get a spot right here where you can get the tool in. And then you just want to pinch it down so it only goes in about yay far. And then you're just going to work your way around the corner with it. And then keep on working it all the way around the tablet until this cover comes off. If you work it in a different spot, you just have to work a lot harder and it doesn't seem to want to go in. Kind of a pain. But starting right there, there's a spot where it'll go in every time. And then that cover will come off. So where we were putting it in at, it was right up here, and there's just a spot right here where you can get the tool in really easily. So now what we're going to do is there's some tape here. We're just going to take our spudger tool here, kind of peel that tape off, stick it to the side. And the same thing on this connector, there's some tape. We'll take and we'll peel that off. Just be really careful how hard you pull, because you don't want to pull up these plastic connectors with the tape and end up breaking them. Now I'm going to go into the battery right here, and we're going to just take and work our way under the wires with the spudger tool. Kind of pry that up like so. And we want to disconnect the battery first, that way we know there's no power to any of the electronics. and then we're going to take these connectors loose. So what you want to do is work your squedger tool in underneath the edge of the connector. You don't want to do it in the middle because you could break this plastic part, but if you just do it from the edge, it'll just flip up. Flip it up, flip it up. Then we can just pull these wires and cables loose, like so. And now there's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4 here that we have to take loose with our screwdriver. And it would be better if you had a magnetic one, and I don't, but you just have to be careful not to like lose the screws. Okay, and now we just pry up in the middle on the battery right here, like so, until she pops loose. And then we can remove our old battery. You can see how puffy this is. And our new battery is not puffy. This tape. And place this right in here. These little tabs actually line up here on the edges, and then you pop them down in, like so. And then we're going to have to put our screws back in next. You might need a magnifying glass for this. I almost do. My bifocals aren't quite strong enough, but I'm getting better as I go along. That one out. Oh, come on, he's still screwed. There we go. Let's do this screw. And you're just going to take your cables and slide these back in here very carefully. Until you just kind of slide it back and forth until it finds the groove. And then push on the corner again and the other corner. Don't push it in the middle. There we go. Push them from the sides. There we go. Seal that one down. Push this one in. Like so. Seal that one down. Now I'll take my pieces of tape and I'll put those back on. And now I just like to double check that everything's in, down, and this is good, screws are in, and now it's time to hook up the power connector. Now that everything's in, and you just basically push that down in here really good until you'll feel it seat. Now we're ready to put our cover back on, and this is kind of a violent thing. I have a padded thing on my table. But if you didn't have that, you might want to use a pad for this so you wouldn't scratch the screen. And that gets it started. But as you look around here, you'll see there's a little gap right here. So we have to hit that. And then you'll just keep coming around. There's a gap here. Hit that one. Keep coming around. There's a gap here. There's the gaps here. So all the little snaps are back in. And then we'll turn it on. And we'll make sure it comes up and that the touch screen works. That's it. We replaced the battery. Okay, and now what I'm just going to do is power off. Touchscreen works. Power off. And this one sits nice and flat now. There's no wobble to it. And it's not puffed out in the back anymore. It's good to go. So, I got like 40 more of these to do. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a video on that. The main thing is knowing where to go in at with the tool is up here, kind of right about here or so. And you'll feel the tool just seat right down in there. And that's where you want to start with it. If you try to start with it over here, you can eventually work it in there, but it's just a lot harder. I think that's one of the things that really none of the instructions kind of said on these. And that's about it. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tommy Frugal Prepper.